Here it's 37 minutes past 12, our first hour. We need to talk about, Nigerians outside Nigeria. There is Nigeria within Nigeria. It's a conversation I'm looking to have probably sometime this week or next week, depending on how things play out. There's a young Nigerian, so we do intend to write Eric Air to invite them to radio. There's a young Nigerian who has laid some very interesting allegation against Eric Air, and I guess besides the deliberate act of calling out the airline, would also be the mentality, the logicality, the pattern that is very common. I mean, when you hear the story, you have a perception that, oh, you see this every day. And we need to talk about that. So depending on how the situation unfolds within this week, next week, I would like to have Eric Air on air to speak to the allegations, and also invite the Nigerian who, of course, did lay the allegation against Eric Air to speak about what he, I guess maybe at that point, it may become what he held against the airline. And if between passenger and airline the issue has not been resolved, it may still be what he holds against the airline. Very interesting development. According to the guy, he said he booked a flight and the airline canceled on him. And then he was waiting for a refund, and the airline failed to refund within the stipulated days for which his refund will be considered and, of course, enforced. So he came online and called them out. Now he's alleging that particular call out has also brought to the fore other Nigerians who are owed by the airline. And this morning, I saw a few tweets from the said gentleman saying that the airline has started to pay people back. And I thought, oh, okay, hold on. So something is probably here. To me, I think we can just pick up the social media story, but for the sake of what I would believe is the best way to present the story to the public and to allow for the public a judge for themselves this social psychology of the Nigerian people, the pattern, and the best way a Nigerian may go about what is perceived to be the ways to change this country if we indeed are serious about change. I'm thinking it would be good to have both parties represent their different angle or perspectives of the situation, and then, of course, Nigerians can decide from there. So that's something we're working on. But today, it's the Nigerian outside Nigeria. That's the focus. Nigerians, I think the people who love us really love us. They're probably fascinated by our spirit, our mind, our resilience, and maybe just the name, maybe the fact that we're a populated country or nation, and there's something about us a lot of people are trying to put a finger on, because sometimes that mystery also brings a kind of admiration, maybe even judgment. You see that. We are full aware of the word xenophobia, which is the South Africans. They kind of made that word popular. South Africans every now and again all over the place asking Nigerians to go back to their country, go back to your country. We don't want you. We don't like you. You are the reason this is happening. In fact, South Africans have repeatedly blamed Nigerians for drug peddling and how the drugs is destroying the communities. Nigerians have attempted to save face, save name, anything but to come back home. You see that? Okay, this time around, it's Ghanaians. And the tragedy of this is that Ghanaians were once Nigerians. Literally. I had Ghanaian teachers. Growing up, I had a Ghanaian neighbor. Then we had Ghanaians who were traders. I grew up eating Ghanaian food. If there's anything I miss about Ghana, Ghanaian food. Like, you can really just give us a moment by sending me some options. You can just send me lunch and it's Ghanaian food. I really love. If I'm in Ghana, I'm there for the food. I like the pace, but I'm here to eat Ghanaian food. And then Togolese food as well. One time, you saw a lot of Togolese in Nigeria. Like, Nigeria was the place to be. Now, Ghanaians are asking Nigerians to leave. Of course, not the federal government. It's the people. And you kind of get what I mean. Nigerians are asking, Ghanaians are asking Nigerians to leave. We need to talk about this perception, and maybe Nigerians need to take their character seriously, hold themselves accountable, and change who they are for whatever the benefits are. Except maybe, and maybe we have to ask ourselves, are we really, really so impoverished in our spirits that the bad name never ceases to follow us everywhere we go? I'm telling you, you go somewhere and you introduce yourself as a Nigerian, there is already judgment. They have judged you before they even prove you guilty. There was a young Nigerian lady who was on social media saying that she's into tech, and she said she was on TikTok, and some foreigner approached her to set up a website and do some other things for him, and she put out an invoice, had a meeting with the guy to discuss exactly in details what he wanted. And then the guy asked her, "Where you from?" And she said, "I'm Nigerian." And she said that was the end of the meeting. And you see, it's funny, but it's also tragic that whatever this is, Nigerians themselves are paying the price. Forget this whole blurred line between the innocent and the guilty, the just, the unjust. The Nigerian is paying the price. We need to talk about that today. After that, we're continuing our conversation from last week on our divorce series. So Kemi is going to attempt to remind us the evolution of that particular conversation. Remember, we kicked off the conversation by asking you, how would you define submission?
Yeah.
And then, we barely got into the heart of the matter before other aspects that could concern or had a bearing on the topic made its way to the fore. So what did it devolve into?
Okay, so it turned into is there love without submission, and can one truly exist without other? So does love and submission go, because that came from a caller who said his duty is to love, his wives is to submit, and that's according to his faith. And he also says when you love someone, you won't even know that you're submitting. But he also said that he's a leader and he loves, while his wife's point is to submit.
Okay.
And he says if he makes a good point, he will agree with her, but that is not him submitting.
Okay, so just to joggle your memory, and I hope you didn't miss last week's edition of radio, we do intend to continue that conversation this week. And it's going to be a sport, just heads up. This will be a psychological sport, maybe a social interpretation or social construct sport. Because whatever the nuances are, I think we need to touch them with reason and best figure out whether, as the world changes, our ideals, our ideology are changing in consonance with the changing world, or whether we're falling off because what we used to hold as social values have now been touched by modern life and modern interpretation to things, right? Okay, good. The sun has risen here. You're on the sunny side. My name is Joyce, and Kemi's at work today. 45 minutes past 12. She's going to give you the number. We're going to go off on a break. When we come back, the Nigerian perception and the Nigerian problem. So, Kemi.
All right. So the mail line is 0201-277-0993. 0201-277-0993. The female line is 0201-465-7190. 0201-465-7190. And for WhatsApp and diaspora callers, the WhatsApp number is 0809-597-5805. 0809-597-5805.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
There's money in the air. Who's going to catch it?
All right, Lagos, you already know that we also do the one play draw here on the Sunny Side, and one person is going away with 25,000 naira this sunny afternoon. Okay, how do you win money? All you have to do is go to the website www.oneplay.ng. And trust me, the money is a lot. It's plenty. From the Morning Crossfire to the WhatsApp Lagos to Sunnyside, there is money everywhere, okay? And all you have to do is go to their website, play with 500 naira, pick your station Nigeria info, and in a few seconds your tickets will be in the draw. Now, if you don't have a smartphone, or you don't have a phone, you have a smartphone that doesn't have data, well, not to worry, you can also use the USSD code *347 *880 *3#. Now that is the USSD code to play. Pick your station Nigerian info, follow the instructions to the letter, and play with as little as 500 naira. That's all you need to win 25,000 naira. The more you play, the better your chances of winning, so don't say I did not tell you, okay? That draw will happen in the 2 o'clock hour, and you, my dear, can be the lucky one. So start playing now and start
playing
winning.
or start?
They should start playing now. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. There are no restrictions on whether you play with your 2 phones. If you have 2 phones, well, put the 2 phones to use. Play here and play there. Nobody is holding you, okay? Anyone can enter. Your chances of winning are the same if you use the website and you decide to use the USSD code, or if you use either one, your chances of winning are still the same. And playing during the week also qualifies you for the weekly jackpot that happens on Friday. That's 50,000 naira for one person. Remember, in all of this, play responsibly. If you're under 18, this gist was not intended for you, so please close your ears or tell someone who needs it so that you can get your commission. I mean, it's money we're talking about. Let's start playing Lagos, because we'll do the draws and one play will call you. We're not the ones that will call. One play will call. Okay, good luck.
Well, good luck indeed. Welcome, 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's Open Thought Tuesday. All right, so we're picking up the conversation where the news reports have left it, and it's saying that some Ghanaians have protested against Nigerians for allegedly engaging in mass prostitution, ritual killings in their country. Hold on, let me even just take a detour. This morning, I saw a video of one Nigerian guy who was being interviewed by some unseen faces but heard voices, and the interrogation was around the fact that he had sold some women to Libya, and of course the assumption is that he certainly sold them into prostitution, because what else again is the reason they sell, particularly the females? I mean, I guess they probably sell them into slavery, but chances are, of course, an aspect of slavery can be you force someone into doing something that's morally against their own choosing or judgment. Okay, so let's get back into how the news puts it. On Tuesday last week, protesters in their large numbers were seen wielding placards, and the placards had various inscriptions on them, such as "Armed robbery, violent attacks must stop. Our health is at stake due to mass prostitution." I want to say that maybe Nigeria should not be blamed for that. Something inside of me wants to say that, but I'm going to hold my breath and assume that there's somewhere in that positive or optimistic assumption of mine where I could be wrong. Okay, so what else does this say? Hold on, I'm bringing it your way. So they say the placards read "Armed robbery, violent attacks must stop. Our health is at stake due to mass prostitution." That's another card. Who protects the rights and freedoms of Ghanaians? Another placards. Nigerians are kidnapping and using people for rituals. That is such a damning allegation. They say Nigerians are kidnapping and using people for rituals. Another card. Our kids are getting missing because of Nigerians. Another placard. Okay, so this is happening. And look, sometimes you go to a foreign land and you're loved. Other times, there are a few people within that space who do not appreciate your being there. For example, when a week ago, I watched the protest in South Africa against Nigerians, and South Africans were openly declaring that they were xenophobic, that they hate Zimbabweans, they hate Nigerians, that they want them to go. I remember watching a BBC documentary, and there was a woman who could not perfectly express her hate for the migrants. She kept saying it. I hate them. I hate them. I hope she doesn't have a gun. I truly hope she doesn't have a gun. She sounds like she wouldn't mind prison time if she can take 2 out on her way. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. We're not sure what this is, but we as Nigerians can at least attempt to be honest about what we think it is. Because even Nigeria on Nigerian situations, we're all complaining. But what is it that gives us such a bad name? Now, some people may think we're so excellent they don't like us. I think some people think, yeah, Nigerians, you know how it is, you're so big and the other person is so small they don't like you. I saw a video of a Ghanaian lady. We need to even find that video because I would love to play it.
Yeah.
A video of a Ghanaian lady speaking to Nigerians. And she speaks about our arrogance. And she speaks to the fact that everybody doesn't like the Nigerian.
Yep.
I'm a Nigerian. I am what I am. And I really take pride in who I am. I can't imagine being anywhere. And I am disliked or despised for being a Nigerian, not for something that I did. And this has been going on for so long that it's time for Nigerians to talk about their Nigerian curse. Is there something like the Nigerian curse? Is there something at this point that makes people judge you before you arrive the scene, not like you so much before you're even guilty of the crime? The sunny side, let's talk. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Yes.
Okay, I must admit that something is in your way. It doesn't allow for clear connection. So I'm going to say that you either turn off your radio set or you may need to hang up and call me back. Okay, doesn't quite work, my friend. I beg you. Please hang up and call back. Thank you. The sunny side. You're listening to Nigeria Info.
Hello.
Welcome.
My name is Shagun, calling from VI.
Welcome, Shagun.
I just want to greet you. I love your program. God bless you.
Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Shagun, for calling to greet. And I greet you too. Thank you for enjoying Nigeria Info. All right, Lagos, I guess that's a very beautiful way to begin. We begin by greeting, and then we try to further the program and hope we don't get into a lot of troubles. No, a lot of obstacles. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. The sunny side, Nigeria Info.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows,
Over your rainbow.
is the sunny side
They better know it.
with Joyce.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. This summer, don't just take a break. Live in it at Ziba Beach Resort. Whether it's summer romance, a summer family escape, or that long overdue solo recharge, Ziba is your slice of beachside bliss. Let the kids roam free while you dive into delicious meals, refreshing ocean dips, and those unbeatable breezy vibes. From daily activities for both kids and adults, there's something for everyone. Just visiting? Don't worry, we've got you covered with our day passes too. Book your summer spot now at zibabeachresort.com or call 0704 730 0013.
You've tried calling in, you've sent messages, you have had opinion, concerns, brilliant ideas. There's so much you've wanted to say, but time always runs out. The lines are always busy, the show keeps going, and your voice eventually doesn't get heard. But now, that changes. Now you have a chance to speak your truth, to express your views, to raise your voice where it truly matters. Introducing Voice of the People on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is your platform, a space for real Nigerians to say what is on their minds. No interruptions, no time limits on the phone, and of course, you get to have your voice heard. Just you, your voice, your truth. Here's what to do. Record a short video of yourself, just 30 seconds or less, sharing your opinion on any given issue that concerns you. It could be about government, society, your community, fuel prices, insecurity, unemployment, healthcare, power, education, whatever you feel the need to be addressed. To record this video, make sure you are in a quiet place so we can hear you loud and clear. Then post your video on social media with the hashtag NigeriaInfoVOTP. That is hashtag NigeriaInfoVOTP. Let your voice be heard. Be bold, be honest, be real. Because on a Voice of the People, everyone is listening. Nigeria is listening, and your voice could be the one that could spark change. Voice of the People. Every voice counts. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
Hey Lagos, don't forget that you too can win money on here on Nigerian Info, courtesy of oneplay.ng. Now, I know I have said this time and time again, but I mean, does the money ever get too much? All you have to do is go to the website www.oneplay.ng. That's numero oneplay.ng. And when you get to that website, pick your station, Nigeria Info, follow the instructions, and in a few seconds, your ticket will be in the draw. A ticket is 500 naira, so you can play with 500 naira or more. And if you don't have a smartphone, well, not to worry. All you have to do is dial the code *347 *880 *3 hash. *347 *880 *3 hash. Now, playing with 500 naira or more can also get your tickets in the draw. Now, remember that the more you play, the better your chances of winning every day. There's money to be won on the Money Crossfire. There's money to be won on WhatsApp Lagos. 3 people, in fact, win 25,000 naira on the WhatsApp Lagos show. And on Sunnyside, there's money to be won on there as well. Yes, there's also money to be won on Game On shows, weekday, weekend, money everywhere. But that's not even all, because every Friday there's a jackpot of 50,000 naira per show. And you, my dear, can get some of that money. All you have to do is make sure you're playing during the week, and automatically you get qualified for the weekly jackpot. Remember, your chances of winning are still the same. So whether you're playing on a smartphone with the website www.oneplay.ng, or you're doing it on a dataless phone or a small phone, yes, that small touchlight phone, if you're dialing the code *347 *880 *3 hash, either ways, your chances of winning are still the same. Okay, remember to play responsibly, Lagos. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're under 18, this is not your group chat. Please, you can now excuse us. All right then, 18 and above, let's start playing and let's start winning. There's money on ground. Do you want to get it?
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info, I am Buluwati Fair-Jegede. The Independent National Electoral Commission says it has implemented all ECOWAS recommendations directed at it after the 2023 elections. Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu said, made this known during a visit by ECONEC officials in Abuja. He said 13 of 37 suggestions were for INEC, while others were for the National Assembly, police and political parties. The ECONEC team is in Nigeria to assess progress and share lessons with other West African countries. Former presidential candidate Peter Obi has raised concern over Nigeria's rising debt, now nearing 187 trillion naira. He warned that unchecked borrowing without real progress in health, education, and infrastructure could hurt future generations. This comes after the Senate approved 21 billion naira in new loans. Obi is calling for urgent reforms to cut waste and focus on public welfare. APC chieftain Yakini Nabena has dismissed Rabiu Kwakwanso's claims of southern bias in project distribution. He said no regional sentiment can stop the South from completing its 8 years in power. Nabena accused Kwakwanso of trying to incite the North ahead of 2027, saying such tactics have failed. The Lagos APC has reacted to Nasir El-Rufai's expulsion from the SDP, calling it fallout from his unstable political moves. The former Kaduna governor was kicked out months after leaving the APC. Lagos APC says its platform isn't for opportunists and urged Nigerians to back consistent, principled leaders ahead of 2027. Over 30 people have been killed and 80,000 evacuated after heavy rains caused floods and landslides in northern China. Beijing's Mian district is worst hit, with roads and homes submerged. Authorities have issued high-level rain alerts across 13 provinces. President Xi has ordered urgent rescue efforts as more rain is expected. And a Russian airstrike on a prison in Ukraine's Zaporizhia region has killed 17 inmates and injured 42. Ukraine called it a deliberate attack, while President Zelensky blamed Russia for blocking a possible ceasefire. The US has warned of fresh sanctions if Moscow fails to agree to a truce. More deaths were also reported in Dnipropetrovsk as Russian strikes continue. If you have a news report that you want us to cover, call us on 01465 7175 01465 7175. Thank you for staying with us. I am Buluwati Fair. Jegede, the sunny side with Joyce continues.
What's that station again?
Oh yeah, Camel, come
No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we did talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
We're back, 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's 4 minutes past 1 p.m. My name is Joyce. It's Open Thought Tuesday. We're talking about the Nigerian, outside Nigeria, the perception, the suppositions, the impositions, and maybe, to be honest with you, the truth. I feel that there's just too much that's said about us that's not pretty, that should not be acceptable on any level. Look, the arrogant thing of someone telling you what they perceive you as, which is true, and you get all arrogant and dismissive, it's not the solution to the problem. Let's be honest about that. Particularly if the person who is laying the accusation is honest about it. They're not doing it to spite you, they're not doing it to debase you or demean you, or they're not being belligerent. They're just stating the obvious facts. Then maybe there's is self-denial that forces us to do that. Yeah, we're big, that's why they don't like us. So we're who God has made big, nobody can make small. All those things you do just to not look the devil in the eye and accept how much of a problem you've become. Let's talk. Sunny Side, good afternoon to you. You're on Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. What's your name?
How's your day going?
Well, thank you. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Xenophobia Tony James.
Okay, Anthony.
I'm calling from Songota.
Good to have you.
Joyce, the Bible says a good name is better than riches.
Okay.
And this good name we are talking about doesn't come by chance. So you have to create it by yourself.
Okay.
That is 7 years of practical commitment. As a matter of fact, Joyce, it is either you make a good name or you mar it. That's when the word legacy comes forth. Now, what is legacy? Legacy, they say, is a name left behind the good and interest of others. So what I think has happened to us is betrayal of trust. outside the shores of this our country. And it's going to take a very long time for you to get that kind of trust. So what I want to suggest is that we have to deal with it because it is what we created. Honestly, we use our hand to create it. So it's going to take a long time for us to get it back. Good day.
Okay, thank you. An opener, the sunny side. You're listening to Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. You tell us your name and you can go ahead.
Hello.
Good afternoon. I'm with you. Thank you so much for being here. What's your name?
I'm George Owell from
Welcome, George.
my papa.
Owell. Wow. Good. Good to have you.
Well, what I have to say is that, Nigerians, barely just hearing the name of Nigerians now, people tend to do the otherwise.
Wow.
But I also see Nigerians as loving people, so I don't know what is really the issue.
So are you saying that what people say about us is incorrect?
It's incorrect, too. But then we need to look inwards and check ourselves.
Have you checked inward? Have you checked yourself? Because you're still saying that they're incorrect. So after you're checking, did you find something that truly gives people the right to speak to us or think of us the way they do? Because you can't quite say it's you can't. Yeah, what's your opinion that they're incorrect?
They are incorrect, but we as a people, we need to erase that assertion of us.
Yeah, but if they're incorrect, then there's nothing to fix on our part.
We need to correct certain things.
So then they're not incorrect then?
They are not incorrect.
Oh, this is very confusing. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for calling that. Look, so you see the thing I just spoke about a few minutes ago, where we say that they're lying or they're incorrect, only for us to be wrong for the billionth time. So let's, once again, I hope you kind of get what I'm picking. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. The assumptions of us, are they accurate? Or are they inaccurate? Remember, depending on what side you stand on, we may need to check ourselves and fix something, or fix things, or leave them as they are because these people are incorrect. We're talking on the sunny side. My name is Joyce. What's your name?
Hello, Joyce.
Thank you for being here. Good afternoon. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Right. My name is James.
Turn up the volume of your radio set. I want to think that you would know that.
I just did that now.
Go ahead.
All right. This topic is very sensitive because if I'm to put it on a ratio, we are good citizens of Nigeria, and then I would say like 3% of people that are bastardizing the image of the nations out there, they are just too low. 3%, they are too low.
You think it's just 3% of Nigerians giving Nigeria a bad name?
I believe that.
How did you arrive at that figure, by the way?
Okay, let me take my community as an example. If I look at my community, I look at maybe where we have people like 100, for an example. I can say, okay, maybe like 5 persons out of 100 are those bad people that are living in my community. That's an example. So if those 5 people commit crime, if they commit crime and then the whole searchlight is on my community, they will look at my community as everybody in that community are being bad. That's the way I look at it as an example.
Okay.
Nigerians are good people out there. We are loving, we are caring, we are hardworking.
So that means largely what people think of us is wrong then?
It's not totally wrong. The way I put it is not totally wrong. But because of the crime being committed out there, it's a stain on everyone.
Thank you so much for calling me. I do appreciate. The sunny side, welcome to Nigeria Info. How are you?
Hi, Lady G. Good
afternoon. Speak up for us. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Mrs. Oboli.
Welcome, Mrs. Oboli.
Lady J, honestly, these assumptions, to the best of my knowledge, are not totally incorrect. But my question is, should I be judged on sight? Probably the first time you're saying me, should I be judged? I know appearances can be deceptive and first impression matters a lot. So should I be judged because I'm black-skinned or because I come from Nigeria? You've not really accosted me as a person. You've not really done any deal with me as a person. And then you judge me because I'm from Nigeria. I don't think it's outrightly right. I think as a Nigerian, I should be allowed to prove myself if given the opportunity. I understand that a lot of people have put the Nigerian name, pushed the Nigerian light in a bad light. But then, does that mean all Nigerians are bad? The answer is no. Does that mean majority of us are bad? The answer is still no. So I would say I understand the fact that Nigerians going all over the world chasing their shady deals are bringing a bad name or reputation to other Nigerians. But does it mean that I am a bad person or I'm a bad Nigerian? The answer is no. So I think if given the opportunity, we should be able to prove ourselves individually. And that's to say, the Nigerians bringing a bad name to this country should at least reason with others they are trying to put or cast an aspersion on. And just stop this. But for me, what you've said this afternoon is not totally incorrect, because there are some Nigerians out there giving us a bad name, honestly.
Thank
and
you
it has
for
to stop.
calling.
It just has to stop. I feel pained right now.
Thank you. Thank you
walk
for
into a
calling.
place and they say you're a Nigerian and everybody's turning their heads. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Thank you very much.
The sunny side, we're now with our WhatsApp caller. Good afternoon to you. Tell us your name and you can go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Anthony and I'm calling from Huddersfield, here in England.
Okay.
All right. Straight to the point. I left Nigeria 2020 immediately after the lockdown. And to tell you the truth, the topic you're discussing today, Nigerians in Nigeria cannot fully comprehend unless you have the opportunity to live outside Nigeria. Yeah. So I never knew I would one day leave Nigeria for another country. But the moment I got to England, I discovered that we Nigerians, we are not good people. That is the truth. Take it from me. You see all the references you make about the videos you watch about the Ghanaian lady and all the protests. I've seen those videos. And to be honest, those guys, they are not far from the truth. The place where I work, if you work with a fellow Nigerian, they will make the work a living hell for you. But when you work with people from other nations, you see the cooperation between them. You see the love within them. Nigerians cannot cohabit in one space. I don't know what is wrong with us, but I think it's a fundamental problem. Hello, are you there? Yeah. So from my experience so far, I tell you the truth. If you see a Nigerian as a Nigerian living outside,
wow.
If you want to stay away from trouble, stay away from that Nigeria. And I won't lie to you, that's how I've been living for the past 5 years. Because when you draw them close as Nigeria, you put yourself in a big problem.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my summation.
Thank you very much for calling. I really do appreciate. Thank you. The sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce. We're live streaming on YouTube. Nigeria Info FM on YouTube, and you can call us on WhatsApp if you're outside the country, 080-9597-5805. Otherwise, you have our landlines here, Kemi.
So for males, you can call 0201 2770993, 0201 2770993, and for females is 0201 465 7190, 0201 465 7190.
Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
Joyce.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
It's very, you see what you are saying.
What's your name?
Really incorrect. My name is Richard, Pastor Richard.
Richard, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
You said what I'm saying is not correct.
It's very correct. It's correct. It's not incorrect, but rather correct. The accusation that they are giving us from outside Nigeria is very, very correct. Because of our attitude, because of our desperation. We see because our attitude from here, you can see, we are too desperate to make money. We believe that money answered everything. We have no attitude to be. I have to be raw to this. You see, I've been in Ghana one time, and when I got there, I went to a particular. When I got to the hotel, I lodged. I because of the kind of mindset I have to hit my money right inside the mattress. So at a point, they say, okay, after discussing with the manager, I thought that maybe things are not different. So at the point, I brought out the money. I said, okay, let me test them, and I put some money on top of the table. After going for program and coming back, as far as the cleaner did not even touch one naira out of it. I went to Labadi Beach in Accra. I got there also. I bought some things with a friend. All this, I ordered for fried rice and all that. And at a point, the waitress went somewhere, and I began to look for them. And if we're Nigerian, like it used to happen on that beach, they would just abscond. They would just go away. Right in the bus also, there's a money that I saw. I passed the money. I was looking at the money. Somebody picked the money right in the bus and brought it out and announced who happens to be the owner. So all this kind of attitude from Ghanaians has proved that they are very right people. But you see, before this accusation, Nigeria, I mean, let's say Ghana, before this accusation, in Ghana it's so peaceful. You see, I went to a night video at 2:00. I told myself, I said, look, I cannot move because you know this 2:00. I said, no, let's go. We walk down to our house without any molestation or any whatever. Why can't do that in Nigeria? At that hour, at that ungodly hour. So you can see what's happening. So they are very right. Because armed robbery thing is not happening in Ghana. It's our attitude, 419, ritual killing, all kind of things. So when they see Nigerians, they will judge us guilty because of what others have done. That is in Ghana. See, this is a thing. So let's call a spade a spade. It's better for let's come home and change our attitude. It's time from us. God bless you.
Thank you for calling. The Sunny Side, Nigeria Info. Welcome. My name's Joyce. What's your name? The volume of your radio sad.
Yeah, hello, Lady J.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Fantastic afternoon to you. Emeka is my name from Satellite Town. You see, a lot of people have alluded to what I had in mind. You see, first of all, let's look at the home front. What sort of image, what is the optics that we are putting out there to the rest of the world? From our leaders to the led. When we speak of corruption, failed institutions, that is pushing our people out there to become so desperate, like the last caller mentioned. When you see information, the world has become a global village, that the information of every country, just a click of the mouse away. All these happenings within the country, whether kidnapping, corruption, allegations on our leaders, armed robbery, ritual killings, and the rest of them, they are out there for people to consume. People read about all these. So the moment you appear outside your country, that is the image, that is the perception people have of you. That they're coming from a failed state. You're coming from an environment that has failed institutions with leadership problems. And they come to think of the way our people comport themselves, some of our people outside. You know, this cultism we're talking about in this country has been taken out of the shores of this country to South Africa, to Malaysia, to China. If you travel out, you see how people fighting in broad daylight, declaring who they are as members of one secret cult or the other. The desperation pushed them to armed robbery. Look at these people who are talking, the lady you're talking about in Ghana. If you listen to, I have one or two friends in Ghana, you hear what our people do in Ghana. They come to somebody's own country where it appears that systems are working, and they want to, believe they can flout the laws of that country. They can commit crime, engage in kidnapping, ritual killing in another man's land. And you expect them to be happy about it? Recently, there's this case of the attempt to install an Limo in Ghana. That was not supposed to raise any eyebrow or raise any kind of suspicion. But because of the antecedents of some of our people, not everyone. So, and then when you just oppose that with our population, it appears that the number of people committing crime seems to be so much because of the population of Nigerians outside. Not knowing that we still have good people. So the whole thing started from the home front here. The leadership problem, the kind of optics, the kind of information that oozes out of this country is one that even stinks to the high heavens. Much more when you now add it to those are our brothers who are desperately trying to make ends meet outside the shores of the country to take care of their needs, both in the country of where they're domiciled and their relatives back home. They commit a lot of crime, and then people start judging the rest of us in that light. So if you've not traveled outside the shores of the country, you will not understand. So like you said, we need to look inwards. There's a whole lot of introspection to be done. We need to see where we have failed, what has gone wrong, what happened to our value system. How come we now celebrate criminality, celebrate people who acquire wealth illegitimately? We don't care how they acquire their wealth. We can even confer chieftaincy title on them. And then we encourage those upcoming generations to see hard work as a curse of some sort. There's no far from the truth. It may not be totally the perception or the fashion may not be completely true, but there is a considerable amount of truth to that assertion. We need to look inwards. A whole lot is going wrong, and if we must play that role of big brother in Africa.
Why do you want to be what's with this? I think it's arrogant. Honest to God thing. Why do you want to be a big brother? Like, what is with this thing where you impose yourselves on other people? Like, you have hungry children, you have destitutes. What's with trying to be something over somebody else? What's this thing?
That is what we tout. We keep bragging.
You want to be a big what?
But for me, we have long ago we've lost that position. We've lost that position a long time ago.
I even have a personal opinion about that chief in Ghana. I'm happy that I didn't want to get offended. I didn't pry so quickly into it. But I think I met a part of the video where the person who said he wanted to be the Igbo chief in Ghana, he said that it was an old video, 2013, that it's nothing recent, that they don't even have any land to that effect. And I thought, oh, okay. Because to be honest with you, if you want to be a king, come home. Come here and be a king. Do you leave here and go and be a king? That's not the topic. We're off on a break. If you want to be a king, you come home, because the whole concept of kingship, I guess it's that you have a people and you develop it and you lead and you defend and you provide. And there's so much work to be done at home. It beats me why. But that's not the case. Okay, good. We can let it rest and let's talk about Nigeria. We'll be right back.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is not just a debate. It's a battle of minds. A clash of brilliance. A war of words. And only one champion. One true champion will rise. The regional champions are ready. The stage is set. The stakes higher than ever before. Catch the I Beg to Differ National Finals live on all Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM stations nationwide. It's intellect, it's passion, it's the future in action. Debate redefined. The IBTD National Tournament begins August 11th, 2025. Only on Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM nationwide. For sponsorship, call 0805-581-5844 or email ibegtodiffer@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hey Lagos, don't forget that you too can win money on here on Nigerian Info, courtesy of oneplay.ng. Now, I know I have said this time and time again, but I mean, does the money ever get too much? All you have to do is go to the website www.oneplay.ng. That's numero oneplay.ng. And when you get to that website, pick your station, Nigeria Info, follow the instructions, and in a few seconds, your ticket will be in the draw. A ticket is 500 naira, so you can play with 500 naira or more. And if you don't have a smartphone, well, not to worry. All you have to do is dial the code *347 *880 *3#. *347 *880 *3#. Now, playing with 500 naira or more can also get your tickets in the draw. Now, remember that the more you play, the better your chances of winning every day. There's money to be won on the Money Crossfire. There's money to be won on WhatsApp Lagos. 3 people, in fact, win 25,000 naira on the WhatsApp Lagos show. And on Sunnyside, there's money to be won on there as well. Yes, there's also money to be won on Game On shows, weekday, weekend, money everywhere. But that's not even all, because every Friday there's a jackpot of 50,000 naira per show. And you, my dear, can get some of that money. All you have to do is make sure you're playing during the week, and automatically you get qualified for the weekly jackpot. Remember, your chances of winning are still the same. So whether you're playing on a smartphone with the website www.oneplay.ng, or you're doing it on a dataless phone or a small phone, yes, that small touchlight phone, if you're dialing the code *347 *880 *3#, either ways, your chances of winning are still the same. Okay, remember to play responsibly, Lagos. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're under 18, this is not your group chat. Please, you can now excuse us. All right then, 18 and above, let's start playing and let's start winning. There's money on ground. Do you want to get it?
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
We are 99.3, and this is Nigeria Info. It's 29 minutes past 1 p.m. My name is Joyce. We're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM, and it's so good to have you be a part of our conversation on Open Thought Tuesday. We're talking about the perception of Nigerians outside the country, the accuracy of it, or maybe the misjudgment of it. And I want Nigerians to, at least today, look the darkness in the eye and attempt to maybe analyze what the issue is, because it's truly, even by Nigerian standards, embarrassing. Welcome to the show. My name's Joyce. We're going to go to Skype right now. Hello, Skype caller. Welcome to the sunny side. If you can hear me. Thank you very much for calling. Please go ahead. I'm not sure if you can hear me. You may have to please call me back. Thank you, Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome. Okay.
Engineer Joseph.
Thank you so much for being here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Joyce, you know one thing, we don't have to wait until people outside tell you that you're wearing a rag before you now know that, oh, it's actually a rag I'm wearing. You know, it is when you go out and people tell you, oh, you don't have good manners, you don't have good character. You know, these things come from, you know, from the base, from their home, you know, home fronts. Like people have said, I think a thief starts stealing fish, as little as fish, dry fish, meat in the pot, but that cook or dry meat in the pot, you know, stealing things at home. From there, you migrate, you know, going outside, you know, to do the bigger ones. And it is when you are caught outside, then the whole world begins to know that, oh, this guy is a thief. So, if you can curtail that habit of stealing, you know, from home, you can, you know, they can able to, you know, adjust and be a better person. Then the world would not call you a criminal or a thief, or a drug pusher, or a drug trafficker, or, you know, these names they are calling Nigerians now.
Yeah.
It is when you go out, you hear all these things, you know, and you begin to wonder, I'm not part of them, but why are they? Why
is that the perception? Why is that the assumption?
Yes, and you know you are carrying this green passport, and that's another thing again. And that makes you, whether you are a thief or not, you are a thief. No, so it should not take you time, to really make people understand that, look, you're not part
ready,
of
honey. I wanna
what
speak to
people
this
say
person.
you are, or you're not part of the group.
Yeah.
A group, you understand? So I think what we need to do is this. Let's start from home. Let's start the cleanup from home, because I wouldn't be called a thief or a drug pusher or a trafficker or whatever all these names they are being called, because I will be so ashamed, having a friend out there and we are just trying to have a good time and somebody just points at you and said, that guy is a thief. I mean, I'll be so embarrassed, No, talk about calling me a thief, like that, I think I don't have to wait for people to tell me, oh, this is what Nigerians are doing out there. Because we're already doing it here in our own country. You're doing to our own person here. You're doing to our own brothers and sisters here. Even your own friends, you're doing to them here. So when you go outside, they become a big catch. You're doing the large scale. So I think we all need to understand that the earlier we begin to curtail this thing, begin to do the right thing, and begin to address this, this behavioral pattern we put up at times, because I know these are things we teach students in school, behavioral pattern and that thing. So I think we need to begin to find a way
to address it,
to make sure that we don't do what is wrong at home, then take it outside there and begin to do the wrong thing. Thank you, God bless you.
Thank you very much. WhatsApp caller, thank you for being here, being a part of the conversation. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Turn off the volume of something there, please.
All right, let me just do that. Okay, now, thank you. This is Biodun
What's your name?
Badmos on the line.
Yeah.
My name is Biodun Badmos.
Okay.
Calling from Lekki.
Okay.
This discussion is almost like what you brought up last week about two Nigerians in the Philippines when they got to the airport. I hope you can remember that.
Yeah.
And I actually told you about my experience while I was going from Nigeria to Gambia. And I told you what I went through. Now, let me tell you when I got to Gambia, and I lived there for about 5 years. So Nigerians in Gambia are not respected. Even the Ghanaians are more, composed. So all employers in Gambia, like you have the Lebanese, you have the Mauritanians, and all, they believe in Gambian, stay. They are actually expatriates, but when they want to get a manager to, man their company and to take care of everything, it's the Ghanaians they look out for. The Nigerians are not given that opportunity, because I think what we do out there is like you are living in another country and you are not having a full stay. They give you 2 weeks to stay in the country, and then they can also let you work. But Nigerians don't believe in doing the right thing. Like 2 weeks, renew, you want to work for 2 years, but they don't do that. They rather hide. So at night, they come out to it. But the immigrations in the Gambia, you know what they do? They don't wear uniforms. So when they go to Serekunda, that's the city. They go to Bakau and the other places. They know where they get Nigerians. Nigerians don't come out in the morning. It's always at night. But the few Nigerians that are corporate, that go there with legal status, they get work, but not a major, quantity. So one thing is that the only thing we can do as Nigerians, let's see how we can improve our lifestyles.
All right.
So if you're traveling to another country, get a valid passport, do the normal things they want. And I think charity begins at home. Now, do you remember that I went through a bad situation? I have some landed properties there, and I have an estate. So before I left Gambia, I told my mother that in Nigeria we'll be collecting some money from one of my estates to send to me in Nigeria. I got to Nigeria, and I decided, okay, let me call this guy to get my mom and do the transfer. He collected the money for one of my estates. My mother trusted him so much. And I got to inform him that, please go to my mother and collect this money. He collected the money and he never sent it. About 2 months later, I was not even sure what happened. I called my mother, no answer. Even the police was... It was later the man called me he was the one to break the bad news that that my mother just passed on. Then even before I told him, I was telling him, please, with the money they said you should send, what happened? I said, I will do it, but he said I should accept my apologies. And for my mother's demise, I was so wild, I was so mad with him. Are you getting me? So now if I get to the Gambia, what do you think I'll do when I meet him? But God is taking care of everything. I've actually recovered from my,
Thank
but
you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nigerians should change.
Thank you very much.
Nigerians should really change.
Thank you for calling. I do appreciate it. We're going to go to WhatsApp right now. Kemi, you awake? Pick it up.
Okay. This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Noel. Let's for once be honest about ourselves. The country has been destroyed beyond repair. Ghana/Togo are better than Nigeria. Check the exchange rate as we speak. We are only good to destroy everywhere we go. This person says, hello Joyce, Kenny from Ireland. I think that Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. Imagine some people are complaining of the rewards given by the president to the Super Falcons for winning the African Women's Nation Cup. I don't think their reward is too big for winning the tournament and making the nation smile once again. This person says, good afternoon, Joyce and Kevin. This is AY from Agbara. Nigerians are known all over the world as fraudsters. Many of them have their den in South Africa and Dubai. And that's why the hostility against us is rampant. I mean, Yahoo 419 business.
Okay, hold on. So now that's true. Yeah. I don't think we're the worst when it comes to internet fraud. I know, I just hate to interrupt you, but I really want to say that now. There was something Kemi mentioned earlier on, and you said that you think that it's the
arrogance. Yes, I think the way we speak and the way we portray ourselves very arrogantly, I think that's what makes, because to be honest, if we were 10 in this room, and maybe none of us were Nigerians, but there was one very arrogant, loud-mouthed person, you would just think that, oh, maybe this, and it's black, you just guess that probably is Nigerian without even asking.
Because I was watching a documentary recently, and it was I can't remember which foreign, it was a European news channel, and they were talking about fraud, and the entire documentary, as far as their focus was concerned, was practically Asia. So I think fraud has become, according to that investigation, they say it's become $1 billion industry, and it's in Asia.
Yeah, they say
so
the
I'm
Indians,
thinking,
the Asians, those
so I'm thinking,
they are very good at it, but they don't make mouths.
So I was thinking, so that's the thing.
They don't make mouths.
There was one time there was a back and forth on X. I think then it was still Twitter.
Yeah.
And I think it was some Nigerians, a few Pakistani people, and I'm not sure. You know how X is. A lot of people are chiming in.
Yeah.
But someone said that Nigerians are not the worst when it comes to criminality. And the Pakistani person says that one of the best things about being a criminal is that you should not be loud and this is me just trying to recall what I think I remember. And the Pakistani person was trying to say, yeah, you may not be the worst, but the reason they know you is because you're loud. So that may support this nature of the Nigerian arrogance. It may not be the sole reason, but I guess that's actually something we can highlight. That's something we can highlight.
Yeah.
Because I've had an experience. I think when I was 19, I was in Ghana, and we were writing an examination. And of course, young people, different pockets of people chatting back and forth. And it was a really noisy hall. And somebody screamed in the class. Well, we're in a hall, right? So one person in the hall screamed. And the person said, Nigerians, shut up. And it automatically became a graveyard. I was 19. So I said, this is how many years ago? Already the perception from that young person who might think is Ghanaian, or maybe from because it was like different African students were in that center for the examination. My perception was whoever that person was already had a perception that the loudest persons the loudest people in the room will be Nigerians. And he wasn't wrong. Because so I don't know if it was because he screamed or if it was because he was right. But suddenly it was a graveyard. And we were just WhatsApp.
Okay, this person says this is Emmanuel from Maryland. When some Nigerians are indirectly inflicting xenophobic actions on fellow Nigerians in Lagos, how can we be free from other countries? In fact, charity should begin from home. Those people are partially correct. This person says,
Look,
Joyce, just take this
wait,
from me.
This thing we're doing, I think, is funky. They're correct or they're not. This thing where we do they're partially correct because you are not one. They're correct or they're not.
Yeah.
They're correct or they're not. Because I feel that there is us also trying to deny it in a sense. So we suppose that you're only a tad
It's
bit
just
right.
some parts.
No, they are correct or they're not. Because if there is any sense that they are not correct, then there's really no need to fix anything. Think about it. There's really no need to fix anything. But if they're correct, then let's have at least, you're arrogant already. Have the courage to admit that they're true. You may not be one in the number of the criminals that they're referring to, but just remove yourself and look at it holistically. Are they right or are they wrong? Just get a bird's eye view of what you think other people are seeing and what is informing their reaction. I'm not a ritualist, but I think I can understand what they're saying, that I don't think I'm going to say they're kind of right or no, that they're kind of right or that they are wrong. They're either right or they're wrong. Okay, what's that?
This person says, Joyce, just take this from me. A few years from now, it's court clash that would bring about another issue of the Nigerian community in the UK. I don't know what's wrong with our people. It's already started, but it has just not become big enough. Also, we're very loud people. Ask anybody in the UK. The people that do internet fraud the most are the Indians, but you don't see them. Instead, the people who you see are Nigerians that make one small money and that they start shouting, I've made it, or I've arrived, or I better pass my neighbor. That mentality is what makes us easily noticed and a target.
Every time you hear like old picker, new picker, you would think we were the best in this thing, man. Because it was Nigerians that taught, you hear old picker, old taker, old taker, new taker. It took me a while to figure out what they were talking about. Oh. Okay, what's that?
Okay. This person says, that mentality is just what makes us easily noticed and a target, not exactly because we are bad or the baddest. Though the funny part too is that when you go to the positive side,
we're bad. Stop. We're bad.
Yeah, it means the baddest actually. He says so. You see the Nigerians there too. So on both extreme, we're too competitive and always appear as a threat or rival or a competition. You know how I feel about an opponent, especially if he or she is someone who likes to rub their achievements in your face. That's pepper them mentality. So, in a subtle way, our largely lawless environment has largely influenced our approach to even the simplest things of life.
Thank you.
This person says, hi Joyce, some bad elements from some sectors of Nigeria have destroyed the reputation of Nigerian in the diaspora, from prostitution to drugs, stealing, human trafficking, luring of teenagers and selling them into slavery in Libya and some North African countries. Mostly some criminal elements from the eastern and northern parts of Nigeria that anytime you say you are a Nigerian, they start looking at you as a criminal. Meanwhile, we'll still have some Nigerians that are law-abiding and doing their legal businesses. In conclusion, the system should be blamed for not making Nigeria hospitable for Nigerians to strive and stay in Nigeria.
The system should be blamed? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
this
one.
person says the negative perception of Nigerians abroad didn't start in a day. It's a result of years of bad behavior from a few, amplified by global media. Sadly, it overshadows the many honest, hardworking Nigerians doing great things. The solution starts with us, changing the narrative by our actions, holding each other accountable, and promoting integrity wherever we are. This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. For me, I think it is payback time. Remember when we were in Nigeria and we asked them to go? Today, we have the bag called Ghana Must Go, and we have gone there to dominate, and they do not like it.
I don't think they have a problem with Nigeria. No, I think I'm going to disagree with this. I don't think Ghanaians have a problem with Nigerians being there. They're specifically complaining about some specific things.
Yeah.
They're Well, but
Yeah.
they're
It says in that lady's video, it says something like, "You can't come and dominate in another man's land, and then now try and bend
Okay.
the laws when
Okay.
you've not fixed your land."
So I want you to do 2 more. Let's go to the telephone lines. 'Cause
All
the
right.
telephone
This
lines are
person
ringing and I
says
want to hear what people
the
have
guy
to
who called from England is also guilty of the same attitude of not being able to live with his fellow Nigerians. Period. This person says, "I'm also surprised that the dude who said stay away from Nigerians abroad. The fact is that Nigerians abroad have helped me more than any other nationality. When I lost my job, it was the same Nigerians that helped me. So many informations you can get from us. I think he should check his circle. There is a vendetta to paint us bad. There are more Nigerians doing good out there than bad. It's not as if other African countries aren't corrupt or their president and government isn't, but we're loud about our crime." This person says, "Good afternoon, Joyce. To be sincere, Ghanaians are loving. I've lived in Ghana for 6 years, 2016 to 2022. Nigerians are known for Yahoo criminal acts and so on. I disassociated myself from Nigerians because of the bad things that they are into. They want to make money by all means. Our sisters are into prostitution in every corner of the country. That's in Ghana. It's true.
Oh.
Yeah, but we have a lot of our men into businesses taking over the markets in Ghana. So if you're good, they love you. God bless Nigeria." This person says, "Hello, Joyce. The truth is that Nigeria is in a deep mess. It's time we stay grounded here to work and change those ugly narratives about us. At home, we are tearing ourselves apart. No love between ethnic groups. Abroad, we are met with disdain and hatred is clear. Nigerians face huge challenges inside and outside its borders. Division and bitterness runs deep, and the world knows it. We are at a crucial crossroads that demands real renewal. One led by a selfless leader who will put nationalism above personal comfort and ego." This
All right,
person says,
hold on, wait. Let's go to telephone lines. Thank you. WhatsApp caller, thank you for being on Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Yeah, tell us your name. Go ahead, real quick.
I'm Abiola.
Where are you calling from?
Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Joyce, if you go to our church, our political places, our religion places, everywhere, you check people who sit down in the front place. Billionaires, millionaires without enterprise. So how do you want the world not to look us in another way? If you go to ChatGPT now and ask list 10 of 10 nations with highest fraud, Nigeria is coming first. I go to China DeepSeek, it give me Nigeria number 4, US number 1. Like people have been saying, I think we have a problem of wanting to show to the world what we don't even have. That is the problem. See, before Nigeria started coming to UK,
he's right.
Indians have been here. Go to their app, go to their Facebook, to their whatever. You will not see update. Nigeria come to UK now. You want to become a student, you want to become a worker here, and you also want to become a travel agency from UK. All because you just want to make unnecessary money. And we do this thing, and we don't even remember people are watching us. And thank God, the whole world is now in a small place. If you want to know Nigeria, just go online and check. And you will see a lot of things. But for me, I am talking to a Botswana friend. I think this madness is an African thing. Our own have just been have taken up. He was telling me that even his cousin who lives here said he should not talk or he should not relate closely to a Botswana people.
Oh.
So it is an African mentality. It is this African stuff. It's not about Nigeria. Because if you see a UK citizen or American citizen, all this nonsense that we want to make money from anything, it's not, and they relate very well with themselves. If you see 2, 3, 4, a British somewhere or an American somewhere, they relate well with themselves. But if you see a Nigeria in a place, the other one want to avoid the other want to avoid the other. So it is this Africa, I don't know. maybe because of this black thing, I don't know, but I'm sure it is also an individual thing. Joyce, we cannot generalize and say everybody in Nigeria is a fraudster. Okay,
that's not what we're saying. We're talking. No, pardon me. We're not saying that everybody in Nigeria is fraudulent. Because that is not even right. We're speaking to the perception that people have of us on the outside.
Yeah, Joyce, they will have it. Okay, I was watching internet.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Morning. But is it true? Is it true? Because it could be a lie, right? But based on your own interrogation, is it true?
Yeah. Is it true that we are fraudulent?
I'm speaking. Do you understand the conversation?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so
is it true that we are
what
fraudulent?
they think of us, it's not just fraud. They're talking prostitution. They're talking drugs. Ghana is talking about Nigerians having committing rituals in their country. When you consider on a broader scale these allegations against Nigerians or the things that the Nigerian is capable of doing away from home, is the thing true or are they true?
It is true, but bringing it to everybody is the problem now that I'm having.
Because so do you suppose that this conversation is to make every Nigerian guilty? Do you think that's what I'm doing here?
They want to paint all. Okay, Joyce, let me give you another example. I was talking to a Zimbabwe person.
That's what a negative perception is.
You said?
Go ahead.
She just came to a conversation. And she wants to generalize every Nigerian as bad people.
No, I think they know that it's not every Nigerian. No, I think that they know it's not every Nigerian. It's just the same way the white person thinks that he is the most intelligent person in the room. I'm sure that they know not every white person is intelligent. They know. But there's something that happens with assumption where you don't even have the patience nor the time to specifically say in a room of 10, 5 Nigerians are good people. Because there's something about the bad that tends to overshadow the good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying we don't even believe that we're all bad because that's not true. But when we look at what they say about us,
Joyce,
the perception, is it correct?
Joyce, I said it is true. I am watching an internet now. They arrested a Nigerian for killing somebody and they put the head of the person he killed on his head. What do you expect an Oyinbo man or a Zimbabwe or a Botswana who doesn't anyway, I don't want to go to Africa. Let me stay in Europe or America, who saw such a thing and he saw me the second day. What do you expect him to say? What do you expect him to say when they said even my president does not even have a certificate and certificate is becoming a problem, from certificate to who born him, from who born him to his classmate, from who classmate to drug issue, from drug issue to all manner of things. What do you expect them to talk? What do you expect them to say? What do you expect them to say when Nigerian leaders leave Nigeria and come and die in Europe? What do you expect them to say?
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
What do you expect the word to say? What do you expect the word to say? If you are expecting the word to say less, then we'll be deceiving ourselves. Okay, look at the issue of Ghana. Is it not the Yoruba people who went to pick up a click or an interview of 2019 to start a problem in Ghana? So what do you expect people to say about us? And these are things that goes on social media. These are things that happen on social media. And Oyinbo people have access to social media. Black people have access to social media. So what do you expect them to say?
So you think that the problem is internal? It's more the Nigerian problem that is now being displayed for the world to see, that there's a conflict internally.
It will be displayed on everybody until we are able to sit down and do retrospect of ourselves and start changing our attitude and character of what we put on internet, of what we do on the internet. Even if you go to the black app, the TikTok, what the Chinese people are doing on the internet is different from what Nigeria is doing on the internet. Joyce, go to TikTok now. If you are talking something meaningful, nobody will come there. If the other colleagues in that studio started opening bomb and started shouting and doing all those things, you will see a lot of followers that is going to get.
Because I can't do
so what do you expect the world to talk about us?
Yeah.
Pella will sit down there on the TikTok. He will ask 13,000. Somebody who is talking something meaningful that will change the country we have 10 less than 200 followers. But Pella, who is talking nonsense, who is talking what will not even progress the country, we have thousands of people. So what do you expect people to say? So we are just projecting the whole thing. It is a small thing.
No,
it's just the way we are saying it. We all go to the same market.
Sad.
The world
Really
go to the same market of internet. What you put in Nigeria is being seen in London, is being seen in America, is being seen everywhere in Europe. So what are we talking about here?
Thank you.
Welcome, sister.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you really for calling. I appreciate the sunny side. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you. My name is Joyce. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon, guys.
Thank you very much for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is Joe Chubers. I'm calling from Ecuador.
Welcome. Good to have you.
Yeah, thank you. The topic you're talking about is a serious issue. Unfortunately, the perception is what it is. Because many of them have not visited Nigeria, but they read about us. So they watch our movies, they read our newspapers, and so many of them we have perception concerning Nigeria. I've not been to America. I've watched their movies, so there's a perception I have concerning America, though I'm not there. So if you look at our newspapers, everything is almost. In fact, sometimes you give yourself off so that you have mental stability because of the news. So everywhere is messed up. You look at here, the story of EFCC, they are chasing 419ers, what are they called? Yahoo boys everywhere. Story of ritual in our newspaper, it's everywhere. You know, even we who are in Nigeria here, we are, we have perception concerning our nation. Because it's not good. So there are, everywhere you go, you see small kiosks, you see, what's it called, brothel, you see people doing, sex workers, everywhere. Nobody's doing anything. The nation is too corrupt that the people representing us, what they have learned here is what they will practice there. Those who are going, ask someone who is traveling, what is their aim of traveling? I mean, before I want to go to somewhere, I must have aim. Perhaps I have a job. What are you going to do there? They don't know until I get there. So, and you are going to take the mentality you have here. What you know here is what you are going to practice there. So we don't have to look inward in our nation. Look at the people who are leading us. Are you even proud of them? So Nigeria has a problem. It's easy to blame those people. Of course, they are not representing us well. But we have to start from home. What kind of leaders? Those who are represented as leaders, can the people are there something in the Committee of Nature? So it's everything is just messed up, and we have to start the work here, not even abroad, because many Nigerians are going to see travel. But it is what they have here that they will display there. So have to fix the nation, fix the way we think, how we worship money. Because today, teachers, in fact, growing up, teachers used to be, people used to respect them. But now, people are praying never to be a teacher. Nobody even want to be lecturer because these are noble professions. But people have messed it up. So the more you have, even if you kill somebody and have money, you are worshipped, you are celebrated. And police people, the same thing, corruption in everywhere.
Thank you.
So we have a great job to do as a nation.
I appreciate
and not just to blame people there.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. It's 2 p.m. Lagos. We're off on a break. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, Lagos. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Here are some of the headlines we are tracking at this time. Governor Sanwo-Olu and sports community honor 5 late Nigerian sports legends in Lagos. President Tinubu's aide on Onuga defends cash and honors for Super Falcons. Group slams Tinubu's $100,000 gift to Falcons, calls it excessive. Lagos APC leaders divided over call to sack State Chairman Cornelius Ojelabi. Federal government may re-privatize 11 discos under new electricity bill before National Assembly. power to be restored daily by 5 p.m. during ongoing grid maintenance within Lagos and Ogun. INEC says it has implemented all ECOWAS post-election recommendations. Peter Obi raises alarm over Nigeria's soaring debt, nearing 187 trillion naira. APC's Nabena dismisses Kwakwanso's claims of southern bias in projects. Lagos APC reacts to El Rufai's expulsion from SDP, blames political inconsistency. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria urges federal government to prioritize manufacturing to reflect gains in rebased GDP. Russian strikes on Ukraine kills 22 people, including pregnant woman, police officer among 4 killed in New York office shooting. And Israeli airstrikes kill dozens in central Gaza. Heavy rains and flooding kill 30 people in Beijing as parts of China reel from flooding. And finally, Russian airstrikes on Ukrainian prison kills 17, injures 42 in Zaporizhia. If you have a news report you want us to cover, call us on 01465 7175 01465 Thank you so much for staying with us. I am Buluwati Fair. Jagade, the sunny side with Joyce continues.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
I truly would love to continue the conversation. The sunny side, I think we can give this a few more minutes considering the number of people who still want to speak on this matter. The Nigerian who called me, I think he said he was calling from Ireland or from the island, says if you ask a chat GPT the number, list of countries with that's noted to be high when it comes to fraudulent activities. Indeed, he is right. Maybe chat GPT is a wrong person to ask or a wrong thing to ask. But it lists Nigeria, India, Russia, China, the US, Brazil, South Africa, Philippines, Romania, and Indonesia. Top 10 countries. How does it put it? Let's see. It says countries often noted for high fraud. And so I was contemplating the possibility that maybe the reason this much of the Nigerian name on the lips of more people around the world is probably due to the fact that we're widely traveled. That's one. Yeah, I think there's no country you go to you don't find a Nigerian, not just a black person, but a Nigerian. And then I had to also ask the internet to tell us which countries consume the internet the most, countries that use the internet a lot more. And it gave me 10? So let's run through it. China, India, the US, Indonesia, Brazil, Nigeria, Russia, Japan, Mexico, Bangladesh. So I'm thinking that there is, I don't know what to think. I'm trying to think and speak at the same time. But the more I hear this, the more I'm truly trying to dig through what the issues are and what the solution can be. And honestly, when I think about a solution, we're not even at a threshold of a possible solution. I think individually, people can attempt to be the best human they can afford to be, not just the best Nigerian, the best human. Because I think that many of you, a lot more of you, are better than Americans, you're better than Brits, you're better than Russians, you're better than Swiss, you are that good. But I'm struggling to understand why that's not what is seen. Why isn't that what's reported? Why isn't that what they know us for? What is the problem? Except maybe the problem is that we're probably not that good. You see that. The sunny side, I'm live streaming on Instagram because I'm taking commentary from every aspect I can reach. Joyce Onyemuwa on Instagram. I want to know, so what then is the solution? Because I think we kind of understand, we know what they say about us, whether we are what they describe or not. We know what they say. When I was 19 and someone said, Nigerians keep quiet, I don't recall that I was speaking because I was full aware of my environment. So I probably wasn't speaking, not because I didn't have anything to say, but I'm a recluse. Like I get into a space, and I'm not the friendly one. I'm not a people person like that. So I just know that I was aware of the room before the statement and after the statement. That was even how I got to know that. I knew that the room was noisy, but my judgment of the room was they're young people, they're youths, so they have a tendency to be noisy. But I also met people who just sat down on a desk and were just quiet, just silent, waiting for exam to start. And then there were those who were all over the place. And I don't think there were only Nigerians who were just chatting, because as young Africans, I think when you go into a space and you meet fellow Africans, there's a nature or tendency to want to chat. Who are you? Where are you from? You want to talk about culture, girls. You want to talk about what school, because we're actually there for entrance examination to a university in Finland. So I guess people were also talking about that. And yeah, Nigerians what I think the sucker yelled, "Nigerians, shut up." And he was bloody right. Well, at least the room was quiet, so I thought, yeah, maybe he was right. Just maybe. Open Thought Tuesday. Nigeria Info.
Hello, Joyce.
Thank you for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
This is Usman Babalide. Now, wow, this is online. I know small thing.
Sorry, man.
First and foremost, I want to put out something here. This is Harvard. I used to hear it from Wazobia FM, your station here. This Mother Guinness Harvard. They say the Mother Guinness is not 600 naira. But all those people, they are still saying the Mother Guinness 800 naira. Anyway, they don't let them go and do this thing.
Survey.
This thing. Hello?
Yeah, they should do a survey, right?
Yes, because they are still saying the Mother Guinness 800. Anyway, 800. But you hear the Harvard say 600.
Advert said what? I haven't heard any advert. The advert said how much?
600.
Oh, the advert says 600. Well, it's a good thing you brought that to our knowledge.
So the other people now saying it 800. Anyway, just tell them. This is to Harvard. You will know. It's 600. And for the topic, see, people are not
Nigerian problem.
The Nigerian problem is the politician is Nigerian problem. You understand me? The problem started with Nigerian problem. Since 80s, it's not like this. You understand me? Since we entered democracy in 1999, that is where the problem started. You understand me? That's where the problem started. You go see the governor go enter office, based on the people's money. You go out of the office for 8 years. Nothing, no problem, nothing. Look at the president. He will enter there, based on the people's money. Okay, for example, and look at Buhari minister, all of them. Yeah? The problem starts with this politician. That's why all those people they are copying all those politicians. They see what they are doing. This problem for Nigeria starts with the politician. That the problem of this our nation.
Okay.
They are the problem. Please, I beg, they are for that Mother Guinness. Tell them, let them go to the streets to announce all those things.
Okay, sure. Nigerians. That was how federal government told us that the price of rice had come down. And people were still selling at the old price, like that was still raised. But then some callers called and said that the news can tell you one thing, but there are market forces that actually inform. So this company that was mentioned, well, before they spoil market for you, you want to go and check.
You want to do it so
at least more people consume your good because it's affordable. It's against allowing some invisible fingers move things around where they put you at a market disadvantage. And then you can call me up so I can give Nigerians something free to drink in your name. All right, good. 10 minutes past 2 p.m. Nigeria Info. So good to have you join our conversation. Good afternoon. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate my name.
Yep.
Well, the reason they're not far-fetched, all these things, just using Nigeria and directing us. Because our leaders, our politicians, they are not, they don't value their citizens. You see all this, what do you call it, Americans, overseas, advanced countries, they value their citizens. Yes, and they don't play with their citizens. But Nigeria here, we value our politicians. And that's all. And that's the more we get more problems. what you sow is what you reap. These advanced countries, they value their citizens. You don't look at paternity flaws.
The
Nigeria
Nigerian one
second.
is something.
So they are not in that. They don't get it. They don't hear it. Everything Nigeria first or second. All those manual activities. See Nigeria first, second. Because by the time we stop Tonago, then things will be better. The advanced country will recognize us because they see our leaders are toying with us. They don't value us. So what do you expect them to do? Defrauding all this, they take Nigeria first. Are they not defrauding? They too, I mean, are they innocent of all this? But you don't hear it. Everything Nigeria first, this, that, second. Because the politicians, they don't value the citizens.
All
They
right.
don't value us.
Thank
I mean, what do you expect advanced country to see us, the statistics? They use it because they see our leaders. They go outside there, they go overseas. They got their treatment. Why not make our own hospitals world
That's
class
probably a very
as
important
well?
point.
But you leave us, you go there, you do all this, you come here, you don't value your citizens. Who even put you there? We vote you people there. They don't value us. What do you expect the advanced country to see us? They are narrating us as well because our leader have narrated us. That is as simple as that.
Okay.
What you sow is what you reap. Let's be sincere. Stop lies and deceit. Stand on the truth.
Thank
Fight
you.
for the rights of the citizens. All these things will stop. Look at Israel. They're not defending their citizens at all costs. Look at America defending their citizens. All these countries, they're after their citizens. They don't play with their citizens. They value their citizens. The life of America is very important to them.
Listen, it's not funny.
But here, they value the politicians. I mean, let me stop here, please.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thank
I
you.
really do
God bless you.
appreciate it. The Sunny Side Nigeria info. Benga says we are leaders that are educated thieves. Wait, who? We? What? Do you have something on me? He says we are leaders that are educated thieves. As leaders, they give bad light of Nigeria as a nation. Nigerians, we need to change our attitude of money, money, money. We are worshiping mammon in Nigeria. Says we are leaders who are educated thieves. Such a waste. The Sunny Side, Nigeria info.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Good afternoon. You're on the Sunny Side. We're Nigeria info.
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce. So my contribution to this topic, a nice topic, and good job. Charity begins at home. If you see the way Nigerians behave right here in Nigeria, talk more when they are far away from home. What you have from home is what you give when you get outside. So I was somewhere, a woman came, I was working then in that company. So she came for something else, and she noticed that she can get something from that company. She came to register another thing. So when she was about to leave, she wrote her number in a piece of paper and squeezed it into the hand of one of the workers. They collected, and she gave me, I didn't know what it was. So I was like, she just said, hold it. She now uses her finger to show me sign. That is, call me, call me. I looked at her, I said, this woman doesn't know I'm not this type of people. I said, anyway, I kept the number. I was pushed. Should I go and report her before she leaves so that they will ask her why she's giving us number, whereas she came to see the managing director. At the time, I just said, I just trashed it. I didn't even try to look at the number a second time. I trashed it. I went to the other guy. I said, what did the woman? She said, just nothing normal. Nah, just tip. I said, tip, what do you do for her when they give you tip? He couldn't defend it. So I told them, I said, be careful. So I left. Do you know that same person did something that landed him? And him and the woman, they had a clash because they had to do, whether they call it PP. maybe work outside the company. So you should change your company. These things are here with us because of the upbringing from the family, no conscience, no moral. So parents have failed woefully. Some parents, I wouldn't say every parent. So if you go to secondary school now, you will be surprised what you will get. So these are the leaders of tomorrow. You see our leaders, they pack our naira, go and put it in another country. And then they will come back, not that they are staying there. They will come back home and with suffering with us, and they just milk us dry. Go to those who collect tickets. They will print their own tickets, and then the government own. So many. The country is rotting. So
Thank you. Have I lost her?
I don't just know. We have to go back to the foundation, from the primary school, from homes. So churches and the mosques, they have a lot of work to do, and schools too. Thank you. God bless you. Good job.
Thank you. You know, I don't know if we can... So I think I may agree with how the home plays a role fundamentally, but I don't know if the home is really where the problem... Okay, so maybe the home is where the problem can begin. You know why I'm saying this is because when I kicked off the show, I told you that I'd like to have Eric Air be on Nigeria Info to speak about the allegation against them by a Nigerian, a consumer of their service. And the Nigerian is alleging against Eric that he paid for flight, they canceled on him, back and forth, they're supposed to make a refund, they don't make a refund. So only until when he comes out to threaten a lawsuit, and then other Nigerians who are being owed by the airline start reaching out to him, then he says, he's allegedly now, he's saying that the airline starts refunding people. So in my head, I'm thinking, maybe I shouldn't make any conclusions. I should get the airline to speak on what the issue was from their perspective, get the Nigerian to speak about what the issue is from his perspective. But otherwise, if you're just reading the story on social media, you have a company running a business, and you would think, well, if you fail to deliver a service, then you make a refund. But they don't until they get threatened with a lawsuit. If that is true, what does that say? So you see why maybe I shouldn't just be in a hurry to draw any conclusions. Just wait, invite them, because maybe there's something that's happening internally that's not clear. Otherwise, what does it say? What does it say that... Open Thought Tuesday on Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Yes. Yeah, good afternoon.
Thank you for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah,
WhatsApp,
Francis,
you ready?
Calling from there. Francis. Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Talking about the attitude of Nigerians and the Ghana, what the Ghanaians are claiming on Nigerians to be doing in their country. Well, the honest truth is that we Nigerians, we are wicked to each other. That's the truth. Just to give you a short story here, 2010, I followed a family friend to his mom's burial, all the way from here to Far East. So, from Lagos to Far East. So after the burial, the young man was like, he's based in Europe anyway. So he said, okay, he wanted to assist me to get over. I said, okay, what
Could you speak up real quick so we can hear you and follow you through?
All right. So he said, I now asked him what would be the cost. He said $1,600,000 to prepare my documents. I said, okay. So I forwarded him the money. So he ended up duping me. He made away with my $1,600,000 far back 2010. So right now I can't even get in touch. I don't know his whereabouts. That's how wicked Nigerians can be to each other. Understand? And come back home. What our leaders are doing, they have seen this as people that can do fraud. The other day, one politician went to Ethiopia and sent a plane and bring it back to Nigeria. He colored it and named it the Nigerian
Air.
After a few days, he take it back. So we are what they call us. So we need to this topic calls for sober reflection. We need a reset, just like as I said the other day in one of your shows. I say we need a reset. We need to reset our system until we have a system that is strong, that holds people accountable. Nigerians will keep on suffering, home and abroad. Good afternoon.
Thank you for calling. Kemi, WhatsApp.
This person says, good afternoon. I spent my December holiday in Parakou, a northern part of the Republic of Benin. With my observations there, the negative statements aren't wrong. Yes, we have drive and we are very ambitious. However, most of us aren't disciplined. We don't know where to draw the line. We overspeed. We break traffic lights. We're too loud, especially with money. We lack sexual discipline. In fact,
sexual discipline.
Yes,
oh yeah, like we're perverts. Oh good God.
In fact,
It
our
just
men
gets worse.
feel they can have any woman. Just name your price. The average Beninese is reserved and contented, and you can tell from the ambience of the society at large. But my fellow Nigerians are just so much. They want to be noticed everywhere. Even in the wrong places. They spend so much at nightclubs, shout, make lots of noise, and guess what? The ladies keep trooping at them, and this lifestyle attracts lots of hate from indigenous men. I just think that there's something fundamentally wrong with our education in this country. Or maybe it's the water that we drink. This person says, good afternoon.
I need to give you guys one gist. I need to call on my bro. So hold on. I need to give you guys this gist. Because of this message, huh?
Yeah.
So I have a family friend. And, we're Igbos, so they say what they say about us. And it's not a lie. So he goes to China. He goes to buy stuff. He's importing stuff. So he goes to China. And he says one of those evenings, he goes to a club in China and orders a bottle of champagne. He's listening. I'm not going to say his name, so maybe. He orders a bottle of champagne, and then the champagne comes with that ring thing. What's that thing that rings? When you order champagne and they start singing for you with something?
The thing, yeah.
Yeah, so they dorime for him. Yeah, they ring it and they bring it to him. He said, if I see the way the club looked at him. Apparently, I don't know what section of China he was in. It's highly conservative. I think he didn't read the room.
He didn't read the room.
Igbo man went there like, oh, we're bored. Let's go to the club. Goes to the club, you order champagne, they ring for you. And then they bring the bottle. And he says, if you see the way the men were looking at him, apparently he said when the stairs, they're looking at him. That was when he realized that when you order a beer, they serve you the beer from the tap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and that nobody else was ordering champagne. Like there was the whistles weren't going off on the bottle of champagne, nobody else but him. And he wanted to die in that moment because I think in that moment he understood the nature of a or maybe he suddenly became aware that, okay, this is not Nigeria. I forgot. I don't know if he's learned a lesson. He's an Igbo man, so you kind of know what that means. We're off on a break. Yeah. And he's my brother.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
You've tried calling in, you've sent messages, you have had opinion, concerns, brilliant ideas. There's so much you've wanted to say, but time always runs out. The lines are always busy, the show keeps going, and your voice eventually doesn't get heard. But now, that changes. Now you have a chance. chance to speak your truth, to express your views, to raise your voice where it truly matters. Introducing Voice of the People on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is your platform, a space for real Nigerians to say what is on their minds. No interruptions, no time limits on the phone, and of course, you get to have your voice heard. Just you, your voice, your truth. Here's what to do. Record a short video of yourself, just 30 seconds or less, sharing your opinion on any given issue that concerns you. It could be about government, society, your community, fuel prices, insecurity, unemployment, healthcare, power, education, whatever you feel the need to be addressed. To record this video, make sure you are in a quiet place so we can hear you loud and clear. Then post your video on social media with the hashtag NigeriaInfoVOTP. That is hashtag NigeriaInfoVOTP. Let your voice be heard. Be bold, be honest, be real. Because on a Voice of the People, everyone is listening. Nigeria is listening, and your voice could be the one that could spark change. Voice of the People. Every voice counts. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Niger. You know, maybe I'm feeling too much, but I honestly would like to admit that there is a psychological problem. There's a problem with the spirit of Nigeria. There's a problem with the identity of Nigeria. And now, not because it's bad, but it's how the bad is extracted. So I think I'm also noticing that as a society, that the society doesn't value leisure. So the building of collective character, there's no space for the building of collective character. You know how you work, you sleep, then you have rest. I think as an individual, people try to find things to do, but as a society, there isn't a mentality where leisure, the space for the formation, the integration of work and life comes together. So, and I could be wrong, but nothing else replaces this assumption in my head that the Nigerian doesn't have space to develop as a character within society. There is no room for the development of the individual philosophy to find expression and then find unity on the outside. So of course, that's why we blame the family. But I also feel that as a collective, as a country, there needs to be something where the character or the individual, the isolation of human character comes together to unify as a common identity. That thing doesn't exist. There is no space for collective leisure, for play. So our way of play is sex, is alcohol, and a desperation to be seen, because it's as though you are not seen anywhere else, because there's no field for play. You're not seen anywhere else. There is no space where your human value is a requirement and where you come forth and show out as a human being with explicit human values and implicit human values. That space doesn't exist. So in a need to be seen, we do these things where it's in the clothing, it's in the jewelry, it's in the car, it's in the voice, it's in the arrogance, imagine that we don't see the utility in silence or subtlety. We don't see the value in being subtle. We assume that if you're silent, then you don't exist, because there isn't a place in society where subtlety, where the powerful force of the subtle approach, soft power, finds expression. It doesn't exist. Even in psychology, even in the field of psychology, when they analyze power, there's hard power, there's soft power. There's a way a thing can be soft, but yet so forceful and equally beautiful. That is not the Nigerian. If it's not screaming, if it's not shouting, if it's not loud, if they don't see it, you don't have it. So, oh God. The sunny side. Yeah, okay. After this call, we go to messages. Thank you so much. You wouldn't believe everything is ringing here. WhatsApp is on overflow. The sunny side. So good to have you join our conversation.
Hello, good afternoon, George. This will be calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, Obi.
Yeah, George. I think let's start from our problem is nobody believes he's a Nigerian. Nobody loves Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody are there to survive. That's the first thing. Nobody loves Nigeria. This is the first thing we have to look at. And you see, we look at crime. I don't think that Nigerians commit crime compared to many of these countries. But most of these countries, they commit organized crimes. Like in China, the volume of drug Nigerians do put together is not up to one particular organized group, what they do. It's not up to what Indian one organized group. Because we commit crime, everybody wants to be a master. We're on the street. We go to jail full of Nigerians. Everybody will get $100. He wants to be in drug business. While it's in other words, they put money together and commit this crime. So you won't see a lot of those countries, those people in. And the second thing again we must note here is that Nigeria, for example, now the bad name we have outside is what the foreigners, what they see we do to ourselves here. Look at now in Lagos State. They're changing names of streets of Southeasterners. Is that where our house is catching fire? We are busy pursuing us. Go and call the new name and don't call Charlie Boy bus stop. It will take you to Badagry. You won't know where you get to Badagry. Because this is not our problems. Just let me tell you a story. As a student in 1983, this thing you're talking about, I was in a club. I started opening beer. You see, the whole Igbo gathered. For them, it was unbelievable. I opened show. Igbo man, people were throwing the table. They were betting, saying you cannot. I said I can open 10 bottles of beer under a second. Fear was Igbo wanted to experiment. 2 teeth. Three of them, their teeth.
Oh, that's poor calcium. Maybe poor calcium, not enough calcium to support the strength.
They eat a lot of chocolate. For them, they can't do it. They eat a lot of chocolate sweet from bed. I was banned from entering that club. I was banned.
You have no finesse. You have no finishing. That's why they had to ban you. You're too strong. You're too rough around the edges.
Do you know why? I started creating they say I'm causing problem because there are people that are losing their teeth because of the.
How can you go somewhere in the midst of people use your teeth to open alcohol? Now, what kind of behavior is that? And we do it in Nigeria a lot, right? I used to do that.
Yes. When we say Nigerians before, we had different ways of doing things, not the way people. Now, money. Just, I told you one time that I used to fly for Port Harcourt, London, 300 naira, and the flight used to be very empty. People were not going empty. This is 10 empty, 300 naira. New York, 700 naira, and the flights are empty. People are not going. You see, it's our leaders. What the leaders have done to us. When our leaders will be lying. Fake results, fake certificate, stealing our money, going to hospitals outside. The Nigerians are bound to the Philistines. They don't have hope. They believe that they don't have a country. Oh, they do whatever they like, Joyce. It's really unfortunate. I pity the younger ones. They don't have hope. Sincerely speaking. Thank you very much.
Turn out the light. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. The Sunny Side Nigeria Info. Welcome. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Obi, don't finish me this afternoon. Joyce, I want to thank you very much. Thank you. You see, when you are teaching us all these things, I don't know how to put it. Some people will be saying, Joyce, girl. Do we find ourselves? Government. They lied. They tell Nigerians want to do another thing. See, Liberian women, they tell them what to do during election. Did you hear it this afternoon, Joyce?
No.
The Liberian man now, they were doing something with the INEC. They tell the man, out of the 17 something they asked me to do, I've done 13 at Yameni. About 2023 election. Lying. Government will go over there. Kuru, you would lie. Paint it. Somebody mentioned the plane they bring from Ethiopia.
What's up? Get ready.
What is the other man? The man that say ride the pyramid. Where is him today? They mix up people say, oh boy, are you a Nigerian? Say, you don't behave like, how do Nigerians behave?
How do Nigerians behave? That's a very good question.
They're good people, but they few bad eggs.
At this point, are they really few? Because maybe we're also delusional to be thinking they are few. Are they really few? At this point,
Just 200 million money. We are 200 million in population. I say these people who are doing this thing, even the government people, how many are they? Where they tell all these lies?
Because
other government, other
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria